we are, yes, going to be focusing on the lower body. So hips, hamstrings, glutes, IT bands, all of those parts of the body that I think particularly as we move towards autumn, parts of the body that do feel a little bit more stuck. I think once you get that chill in the air in the morning, everything feels like it moves a little bit slower. It's a little bit more clunky. So we're going to just focus really gently on opening those out. Now we're going to start today with a little bit of cross-legged work. You have the option of sitting up on a block or a blanket, or if cross-legged doesn't come naturally to you, I want you to think about sort of pointing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees drop open. Again, if that really doesn't work for you, come to sit however it works and adapt the movements, to suit you best. Be careful of furniture that you might have kicking around. Okay, so cross-legged or whatever feels best for you. I want you just to take the hands down towards the lap or maybe down towards the mat. Roll the shoulders back and feel the spine just lengthen up towards the crown of the head. Then you can take a nice big deep breath in and then sigh it out. Drop your attention down into the lower body, so into the hips, into the glutes, into the lower back. Breathe in, nice big deep breath in. And then again, sigh it out and see if you can soften that lower body just a tiny bit. And then one more, big breath in. Sigh it out. And if that is all you have time for today, congratulations for getting here and sitting with me for 3 breaths. If I can keep your attention for just a little bit longer, hands are going to come down towards the knees and we're going to take a big circling motion. So start small, start to lean forward, rock back. And if you're sitting cross-legged or with the soles of the feet together, you might even start to feel the inside of the pelvis, that sitting bone, kind of massaging the glute from the inside. It's a really cheeky little massage technique that my PT taught me. So if you've got particularly sore glutes, if you've been doing running or lots of walking, you can do this kind of self-massage without the need for a massage ball. You can use your inside anatomy. Okay, take a little pause as you come forward and then we're going to move it around in the opposite direction. Again, just sort of swaying that pelvis. Find a movement that feels quite organic. You can feel that movement through the lower back, through the hips. Everything kind of clunking and clicking into place this morning. And then when you're ready, coming back to the center. Take a nice big deep breath in, roll the shoulders, lift the chest, have a little wiggle. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin back down. I want you to pay attention to that tilt through the pelvis as you breathe in, rocking the pelvis forward, exaggerating the curve in the lower back. Exhale, draw the belly button back and just kind of scooping that pelvis, pushing the lower back out. Inhale forward, one more. Exhale, taking it back. And then coming back up. So adjusting the feet, if they're not already, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop open. Now, depending on how tight and how much of a stretch your hips are in need of, you might feel more comfortable to take the feet further away. If you want a little bit more stretch, a little bit more intensity, bring the feet slightly closer together. We're going to take a fold forward though. So rather than thinking about getting your head down to your feet though, I want you to think about reaching your nose to whatever is in front of you. So if you've got wall or skirting board in front of you, you're trying to lengthen the spine forward. Start by taking a big breath in, reaching up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, leaning forward, almost as though you're trying to get your tummy down to that space between the legs. Take a little pause there, assess it, relax it, see how much of your body has tensed up, and then take a big breath in. As you exhale, let go of some of that effort, soften through the hips, relax the lower back. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Big breath in. Big breath out. So all of this musculature, all of the work that's going on through the hips, through the pelvis, through the lower back, they like to take things slowly. So you can't force stretches, particularly the hamstrings. Nice and gently, nice and easy. Give them some time to relax. They're doing a very important job holding you upright. So they don't like to relax too often. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. And then slowly roll the spine back up. Bring the hands behind you and then just bending the knees. I'm going to turn this way because I'm not sure my Facebook feed. I'm never quite sure how much of me you can see. Hands are going to come behind. You're going to lift the chest ever so slightly. Knees are bent. Feet are hip width, maybe a little bit wider apart. And then we're going to drop them side to side. Really slowly to begin with. Again, you might be feeling a little bit that the chill in the morning gets into the joints, into the mobility, or just generally first thing in the morning. I slept really heavily last night and I woke up feeling as though my body hadn't moved. Everything was a bit stiff. And these are this little stretch as well. If you do suffer with sort of clunky, stiff hips in the morning, you can do this in bed when you wake up. Sit up, take a little dip from side to side. Okay, we're going to drop the knees all the way over to one side and we're going to rock up onto the hip and add a little twist here. So breathing in, going to stretch the arm all the way up and then exhale, twist it over, maybe bring it down onto the knee, maybe it can come all the way down to the floor. A bit too far for me this morning. So hands just going to rest on the knee and I want you to hold it there, again just for 2 breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then slowly wind it back and then coming all the way over to the other side. So same pose, opposite side, drop the knees down, take the arm all the way up and then twist it round just as far as it feels comfortable. So you can feel the pelvis twisting. You got a bit of inward rotation in one hip, outward rotation in the other hip. And then you're holding it for a couple of breaths so that everything can relax into it. And then slowly bring it back up. Okay, now if you enjoyed that one, you're going to work with that exactly the same. If you're looking to target a little bit more into the glute, into the ITB, we're going to take a slight variation. So what we're going to do instead is cross the ankle up over that bent knee. If that's too much, stretch the leg out straight and then gradually ease that leg back in. And then start. So you're not dipping the knee all the way down, you're just rocking a little from side to side. So similar action to that knee drop. And I say, you can do all of these in bed, you can do them while you're watching telly in the evening, so you don't have to have dedicated time to stretch and to move if you don't want to. Okay, next up, all the way over onto that hip, coming into a twist. You have the choice of either continuing that twist round, or you can wrap it up a little bit tighter. Now I've just had half a cup of coffee, so I'm not going to take that quite so tight. I'm going to open out away from that hip. Wherever you are, make sure that you can take a nice big deep breath. And out. If you can't take a deep breath, then I would relax the twist back a little bit until you are able to. Okay, stretch it out. Same thing on the opposite side. Slide that leg in, start with a little dip from side to side. So you're getting the kind of straightforward hip rotation on the bent leg, the supporting leg, and then you're getting a little bit more work up into the outer hip on that top leg. And then all the way over onto the side. Again, your choice of twist depending on how much coffee you've had this morning. Nice big deep breath in and out. Rock it all the way back to the center. Okay, if you have to get on with the rest of your day, carry on. Maybe come back and catch the last bit up later. If you've got another 5 minutes, stick with me. We're going to work a little bit more into the back and take a couple of lunges to work into the hip and the hamstring some more. So up to all fours. Remember, you can work up on the fists if you prefer. Don't need to work flat hand. As you breathe in, let the belly drop. Again, pay particular attention to this lower back. So the tailbone is like it's sticking up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, it's like you're scooping it all the way under. Inhale, dip. Exhale, round. One more. Come back to neutral, weight shifts over into one leg, opposite leg lifts up. As you breathe in, you're going to kick as high up towards the ceiling as you can. And then as you breathe out, you're going to squeeze that knee underneath you. So you get a nice big movement through the whole of the hip, squeezing through the glute, stretching out hip flexors. Inhale up. Exhale under. Take one more breath out. This time, just stretch that leg all the way straight out behind you. Exhale, sweep it through. By any means necessary, getting that foot up towards the top of the mat. Then you're going to rock the weight forward. Now, the only thing I'm going to get you to look for here is that heel, that front heel isn't lifting up off of the mat. Other than that, rock the weight as far forward as you can. You're going to start to get a stretch into the calf, into the ankle as well. And then draw it all the way back. Again, as far back as you comfortably can. Nice big stretch through the hamstring. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. And one more. Pad underneath this supporting knee if you need to. Exhale. And if you're feeling one of those poses feels particularly like it's talking to you, feel free to come back to it and hold it for a little bit longer later on. Okay, same thing on the opposite side. Breathing in, lift the leg up as though you're trying to kick the ceiling or the back of your head. Exhale, squeeze it underneath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Straight out behind you. And then by any means necessary, up to the top of the mat. Rock the body weight forward, so into that lunge. Again, you might start to feel it along the calf, into the ankle. Exhale, draw it back. Start to feel a stretch, so don't push it to your furthest extent. So that's what I was saying about hamstrings. They gotta treat them gently. They don't like to be forced. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, take it back. And then coming back to all fours. Take the knees a little bit wider, toes together. Start to press the hips back as though you're moving back to child's pose. Stopping wherever it feels good. You can drop down onto the forearms here, or you can keep pushing the hips all the way back. Maybe dropping the hands down. The head down to the hands, or all the way down to the floor. Holding here for 3 breaths. And then slowly lifting yourself back up, spin yourself around if you need to, and find yourself back to wherever you started with. That was cross-legged, soles of the feet together, whatever it is. Bring the hands back onto the knees, slowly let the shoulders lengthen. Maybe take a couple more of those circles, working twice one direction, twice in the other. Notice if it feels any less stuck. You've made a difference just with those few minutes of stretching. Nice big deep breath in, lengthen, maybe close the eyes if it feels good. Exhale, relax. Going to do 2 more breaths here, all the way in, all the way out. Notice how you feel right now. I always get a tiny little smile that appears on my face when I've taken the time to stretch and to breathe. And that feeling of joy, of gratitude, of happiness, whatever it is, let that be your why. Let that be the reason why you keep coming back. Take 1 more deep breath in, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands come down, and we are all done for today.